known that was going to happen. Give me a minute. Fucking thing always goes to goddamn sleep. Give it a minute. That's better. Alright, mic works. Pull these back up. And one final thing I want to test before we get going in here. Let's just leave this in here.
Oh no!
Alright, about 3.5 minutes in. I'll have to look at that in a minute and see if it actually showed up or not. Anyway, welcome to hopefully the finale. I did not type it out as such because I have, for lack of a better word, let's call it, maybe not a lot of faith in the fact that this is going to actually be the finale. But rather than end this episode with how we ended the last one and going and killing a legendary bird. Oh. Is that an echo? I think that's an echo. That can't be. Oh, yeah. I see exactly what that is. We're gonna fix that real quick. Okay, that should... Did that actually fix it, or did that make it worse? Return output. Oh, great. Awesome. So I don't know why that happened. Unless, you know what, I gotta rename some shit here. We're going to kill Articuno, by the way. Just... Nope, not that. Actually, I can probably at least rename that so that... Probably should have been doing this through the day, but I elected to do nothing. Didn't really do much of anything today. Of laundry. A lot of laundry. Okay. And... oh, that's so much better, because I can actually... now I actually know where shit is. It's not going to help this echo problem that I'm still having on my end, but... Do you hear an echo? Do you hear an echo at all, or is it just me going crazy? Because I can very much hear an echo on my side. Also, once again, wouldn't be a stream of mine if there wasn't audio issues. Again. I'm thinking I might just repel, even though I kind of need to do this for Jinx. Buggy in general. That's not great. That's really not great. Everything here is moving at a snail's pace. Nothing seems to want to fucking work. Go here. There's no rock here, is there? Okay, that needs to stay where it is. That I don't need, that I don't need. I think that just raises the volume of that a little bit. I'm thinking I might just start using repels. Great. Oh. I'm gonna bite the bullet on something with this. Hopefully I don't need to use my mouse much, because now I'm relegating it to the touchpad. Hey, free money. Hey, more wild battle. I immediately went for the mouse. Despite just saying that I was not going to be able to use it. And I'm immediately going to regret that decision. Where is the... okay, there is the... nope. That does nothing. You know, sooner or later I'm going to remember to not go for the mouse there, but probably not. Give it the icy punch. hate using the touchpad in Streamlabs because it doesn't like to work half the time. That's why I have the mouse. Good to see that lasted long. Oh, hey, there's that rock I was looking for. I'm gonna need those there. Okay, let's see if I can do something about this. If I slowly start removing some of these, that might help get rid of the echo. Did that make at least an echo go away? Or did I just make things worse? Oh, hi, Golduck. I think I just ended up making things worse. Oh! Oh. Oh, that's not good. You lived. Hmm. Fuck. That's not great. That is... That's an injury that I can't really afford right now. Damn it. Did I hit something on this? That's why there's so much goddamn echo. Wait. Nope. Still there. Still there? Yep, still there. Actually, it's almost getting clearer the more I fiddle with this. How about now? Oh. Oh, wow. That just made it worse. That's just making it worse. That is just making it worse. Oh, nope. Nope. Although I think I know what I gotta do now. Because now all it's doing is playing back through to the... It's just playing back through. Yeah. It's pretty distinct now. So if I go monitor off, pretty sure that just mutes me entirely. Pretty sure that just mutes me entirely. There is not an I in muted. Like it still says that stuff's coming through the mic, but I can no longer hear. I at least no longer hear the echo of me on my own end. Also, it's repel time. Fuck all of this garbage. If I'm gonna be having to try and deal with all of my sound stuff deciding to take a vacation on me, I don't really want to be having to deal with, hey, water's done. Dealing with wild battles every couple of seconds. There's a lot of rocks here. And admittedly, that's kind of what I want. That was not what I wanted to do. Matter of fact, I may have just made things no, never mind. You know what? Give me a minute. I'm gonna throw up my break screen, and I'm gonna be right back with a set of headphones. I'm gonna check on my own phone, see if things are going janky. That's not my break screen. I forgot that I got rid of all my hotkeys because I have my damn Stream Deck. I'll be right back. Alright, let's see if this is actually... No, don't go to the dashboard. Just go to the thing. Go to the thing, damn it. Alright, so good news. Good news, this works now. And I'm not getting that stupid echo. Bad news, sound is still really buggy and kind of buggy and goofy, and I don't know. Oh, good, Kreider scored again for the Rangers. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to go about fixing that. Maybe just dial this back a hair? The joys of always having to try and fix it. The joys of always having to work and try and fix this shit. Anyway, I don't think I can actually go in here. Oh, well, I can. There's our target. Wait. Is the water calm? I think the water's calm. I think I can surf right... LOL. I can go right to him. Alright, let's go and waste this dick. What? Holy hell. Let's beat a sweat come from. Well, for one, that is, the not perfect part is the continued love-hate relationship that I have with, this thing. Sup, G-Man? How you doing? Hopefully the sound's not too shite on your end, either. Because, yeah, it's apparently been not great. Not apparently. It straight up has been not great. But at least we've solved the echoing mic issue for now. You are, however... Good news, Mixer fans! Everything's working on Mixer. Alright, we've got... who do we have up front? Zinx. Probably don't want you up front. You know what? We haven't seen Swish in a while. Let's go and complete the hat trick, shall we? G-Man's Gamer Cave, thanks for the follow, dude. Also, are you fucking kidding me? I am right in front of the final legendary bird that we have to take down. And this little shit disturber decides, I'm gonna stop him. He's not gonna get to Articuno before he faces me. You dick. You're not doing anyone any favors. You're just delaying the inevitable. No, I think the bully would be something like my Snorlax hidden away in the box right now, because that thing is kind of destructive. Good news, I outrun it. Bad news, I believe it does have just straight up Ice Beam and will not be afraid to use it. Or it has Blizzard. Either way, out goes the Articuno. We'd already caught a Golbat here a long time ago, so we couldn't catch anything anyway. And besides which, using the legendary birds in a Nuzlocke, there's kind of like an odd, there's kind of like a, you want to call it like a bit of a fast and loose rule with that. If you can rappel your way down to it and make that your first catch, your first wild encounter in the area, all power to you. I just think that I'm just going to go with, I don't want to use something terribly overpowered, even though I'm sort of power grinding everything up to a certain level to make them actually be able to stand up to the Elite Four. So now the best place to go and do get some speed is honestly here, but therein sort of lies a problem with that. Is I don't want to waste a bunch of time grinding on low level. Actually, you know what's a good place? Here. That takes the fun out. That kind of takes the fun and the tension out of will my entire team survive the Nuzlocke? Will I be burying my dead in will I be burying my dead? I've already had to bury 3. So I don't want to make it a complete cakewalk. But I also don't want to be burying too many more dead than I have to. And that's kind of what we're doing with the little bit of with the grinding that we're doing. Is we're not like, I'm not gonna power level everything to like high 90 to like 80s and 90s. That's stupid. That's insane. That is, I will be here for probably another week. Actually, if I was going up to the mid high 90s, I'd probably still be grinding during the NHL trade deadline. By the way, less than 2 weeks away. Gonna be doing a long stream on that one when kind of breaking down the trades in my not hockey professional opinion. Stop running into walls. Skill swap. I can't see that being on the final moveset. I also just remembered an area where I can definitely do some speed-based training, and it's not going to be a complete waste of time. The best thing that I can do is come back here. There's actually a bunch of bird trainers. Well, there is a bunch of bird trainers, but they're all kind of scattered all over the place. But, shit. How far off screen can I get? I know I can go a little bit off screen, but I don't think where I can go around to that top one. I don't think that's going to work. We'll see, though. Versus Seeker. Well, we're going to try out right away, aren't we? Alright, so let's put Zinx back out front, because Zinx needs the levels. And let's give Zinx the cursed coin. Do I actually have the cursed coin in the bag? No, I don't. Who has the... Need the coin, fat ass. Thank you. My bird Pokemon should be ready for battle this time. I don't know about that. I'm not entirely sure there, Mitch. I would rather he didn't. I mean, admittedly, he does tend to... I usually have him rocking the leftovers, so... He probably just confused it for the leftovers and was like... Om nom nom. Like, no, fat boy. That is not, that's not a meal. That's a coin. Speaking of coin, and by extension, a shitload of money... Let's go into what's slowly becoming a regular staple of me streaming is checking in on hockey scores. As you can kind of see behind me, there's jerseys. There's a bunch of jerseys littering the wall. I got a bunch of hockey jerseys going down my stairs. Kind of a sports nut. And with the NHL season well over halfway done, let's check in. Most of the way through the second, Chris Kreider has 2 goals, and the Winnipeg Jets have a bagel. The Jets are hanging in there and keeping up with the Rangers in terms of shots, just none of them are getting past the Rangers goalie. Old Henrik Lundqvist is doing pretty good. Toronto, what the fuck? I kind of needed you to win this game and not let the Coyotes get any points. It's fine, I guess, maybe. I can't remember if the Flames actually have a 2-point advantage over the Coyotes or not. No, they have a 1-point advantage. So all will be forgiven if you can get an overtime loss out of the Coyotes. Anyway, Toronto and Arizona are going into overtime. It is tied at 2. Zach Hyman has both goals for Toronto. I need the Coyotes to get an OT loss, because that will keep them tied with the Flames, Oilers, and Vegas, but they will stay below all 3 of those teams because of their records, and all 3 of the other teams will have a game in hand. I have some beef with. I use TMs to teach good moves to my Pokemon. I have some beef with you. You killed my flyer the last time I fought you. I'm here for a little revenge. Specifically, a very cold Arctic revenge. In other Arctic news, it's been snowing here all day. Kinda sucks. Penguins Lightning tied at 1 apiece. Malkin and Sergachev have goals in that one. However, Anthony Cirelli and Nikita Kucherov have exited that game with lower body injuries. Oh, I was salty about that. I was pretty salty about that. Believe you me, I was pretty salty. Not as salty as one of the other deaths, but I was salty. Some good happening right now. Minnesota is up 3-0 over Vegas. If Vegas loses, Vegas tumbles down the standings. Calgary will leapfrog Vegas despite them having the same number of points, because Calgary will have a game in hand on Vegas. Minnesota is up 3-0 right now. It would be a shame if somebody blew that lead. Please don't. Carolina and Dallas are tied at 1 apiece. Jamie Benn and Aho. Jamie Benn has the goal for Dallas, and Sebastian Aho, 31 goals for the guy that Montreal tried to get through offer sheeting. Fucking hell. Okay, I might be able to. Let's try 3 this. He's just enough on screen that I think if using the Versus Seeker, it might be able to pull all 4 of them. No, well, I got 3 out of 4. Still didn't get this bottom dude, but do get some revenge on that one. Ottawa, Colorado, tied at 0, and the Blackhawks have scored. It's 2-1 Chicago over Edmonton right now. Jonathan Toews, shorthanded, puts one past the Oilers. Ooh, Arizona's on the power play up against the Leafs. Who's in goal for the Leafs? Is it still Hutch, or is it Freddie? It's Jack Campbell. Okay. That I was not expecting. But, alright. There's your updates. That was not the move I wanted to use. The song remains the same, though. Psychic is still very nicely powered. Oh, I just about had a little brick shitting accident there. No, Psychic was definitely not the move I wanted to use. It was better than the time I accidentally tried to hit something with Lovely Kiss. So I was like, this is not exactly something I want to be trying to hit that with. Thankfully, it hit, so it was no harm, no foul, but one of those is like, you probably don't want to be hitting those too often. There's just too much that can go wrong with it. Yeah, give it the Ice Beam. Shot Down in Flames. I remember when Calgary used to use that song by AC/DC as their goal song. I remember when that used to be the goal song. It was a good time. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was the Dark Ages. It was the Dark Ages for hockey in Calgary. Things sucked, and things didn't get much better until about 5 years ago. The other thing we're kind of doing with this too is while we're getting better experience, partly because we did get the Jinx in a trade, one of the other things that we're doing is we're getting some money. I need to get some money together so that Bubs, our Vaporeon, can also have Ice Beam on it. Because I kind of want to have as many options as possible for taking down dragons. Because Zinx is going to be putting in work. That's kind of why we're starting to boost the speed. Oh yeah, we are, we need TM money. We need that TM money. I suppose I could also go and, sell some of the TMs that I know I'm not going to use, but not ready yet. How are we for money? Ooh. We are at least... We're at least 70 grand away. We're 70 grand away, and, yeah, these birds are not going to cut it. The bird keepers here are not going to cut it. At least not this group here, where it's just a super small grouping of them. I'm going to need a bigger area. I'm gonna need an area where I can get more trainers compacted in. And I think I know a pretty alright area for that. This was actually the particular bird in question that killed the flyer. So, once again, taste Arctic Vengeance. Fuck you, by the way. Ariel beat the Pidgeotto remembers. And then to throw the insult to injury that you have a Pidgeotto right behind it. Just not cool. That's good. That's good. That's actually kind of good. Not good enough quite yet. Yeah, this... Well, $1,000 a time's not bad. It's just, I don't want to battle you 70 fucking times. Actually, I have a setup. I have an idea. Because you are a Pikachu trainer. Could you... Alright, we got 5 in here. Come on. That's kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of weak. You still, Oh, dear God. I am so glad that it's not me right now. Family's having some fun teaching technology to someone who, well, technology's not their first thing. Shame your Bulbasaur had to go, and shame your Ivysaur is going to meet the same fate. Really don't have much bad to say about the Bulbasaur line, other than I used them as my starter for the previous run about a couple weeks ago, and everything went shit sideways. Hey! You do not need fake tears. Also, I didn't realize that was a Gen 3 move. I thought that came in later. Oh! Beauties give out a fair bit of money. I remember you. I'm still 10, lady. In-game. In-game, I'm still 10, Grace. It's honestly a lot of fun. It is a nice challenge. Like, I started doing them a few years ago, and like, I'll play when a new one comes out. I'll play it normally, just to, like, get through it and enjoy the sandbox that they've given me to play in. But then afterward, for, like, what's basically New Game Plus, or any new game after it, it's like, yeah, let's put a little challenge on it. Let's put a little bit of challenge in it. And of course, there's even more psychotic variants of this challenge. Like, I think there's like the Wonderlock or whatever, where it's... Versus Seeker. Fine. We'll run around for a little bit. I did forget that there is a bit of a step counter. Should be good now, though. Okay, so you were kind of who I wanted to face last time, because you bring in a Pikachu and a Raichu, and that is really nice for speed. So, I'm just gonna melt your brain here with some psychic shit for a minute. And I'm gonna melt your brain. Kind of thankful you didn't use quick attack, because you might have actually been able to do some damage. How do you go about choosing your starter, by the way? You do remember me. Randomize. I mean, I do see, there are some... Like, my method is I go by ID number. Is 1 through 3, grass type, 4 through 6, fire type, 7 through 9, water type, 0 is the wild card. Then, you know, pick what you want if you magically pull a 0. I have actually had some runs where I've pulled a 0. In the most unsurprising plot twist ever, those runs have all failed. Never once has giving someone the free reign to choose what they want ever been a good idea in these. At least not with my runs. I'm still like 10. That is so much better already. You still could have been given a different line. Like, you've got to have more. You probably got even more cash now. Fork it over when you lose. Or some shit like that. It's not ideal, but... Same breath, I don't really need Jinx getting a bunch of random shit thrown on when I need it to be fast and I need it to hit hard. Oh. Come on. Oh. You know we're going for it again. Yeah! Horn drill! Oh, that is always satisfying. That is always satisfying to do. Give it the rock slide. Hey. That can't be true. Alright, go and heal quick. And actually, that should put us in pretty nice territory for, I'm trying to remember. I have 1,000... I think I have, like, 1,300 casino coins. So I will need a little bit more in order to get to the, threshold that I need for the final ice beam. Hope to see you again. Yada, yada, yada. You know, it's actually been, actually should go here, too. Are you... Yes, you are the move deleter. I actually need to have a word with you. I actually need to have a few words with you. Namely, Drucosaurus needs to forget strength. Interesting little jingle. And Swish needs to forget cut. Because now we've got some other moves we can use for those. Namely, Dragon Claw. Learn. Learn. I know you can naturally learn Earthquake, but I don't think we're going to actually have you near the level that you'll actually learn that. There's a couple other moves that might see use. We'll see. I really kind of want to put Toxic... want to try and get Toxic on something. Because I think playing a very nasty game of Toxic Keep Away is going to be really nice. Go around him. You and this bicycle just do not get it. Kinda need to go back and get that, go get something that knows cut. Or that's going to learn cut. God damn it. I didn't even think of that. I just put my blinders on and thought, I don't need cut anymore. Wrong. Welding gloves. Trade out Trollax. Brain. Everything just kind of short-circuited there for a second. I also think that I forgot to actually, I think I actually forgot to, social out that I was live. Whoops. Yep. I most certainly did. I am an idiot. Let's see, is this actually... Nope. All that is that. Fucking lovely. All kinds of 1,000 right now we are batting. All kinds of 1,000. And now that that's semi-half decently, I can't believe I effed that up, fixed. Go away, bite. Evidently, I might want to start actually drinking some fucking coffee in the morning so that I can actually be awake and alert. It's not going to help me with stupid shit like forgetting that I didn't have anything that knew cut anymore. But it's at least going to help with the little things like remember your routine. Remember what you need to do before you go on the air. Little things and subtleties that you need to remember. Do you understand, jackass? Swift. I think if I ever do another one of these, I'm gonna end up I'm gonna have a... You haven't missed much. You've missed me jumping the railing twice and going and reteaching something cut because I got rid of cut off of Swish the Charizard. Because I didn't need cut anymore. Admittedly, I didn't need cut anymore on him, but I should have kept cut on something. But because I'm a dumbass... Oh, god damn it. Oh. I raise Pokemon because I live alone. Still. Yep, when you delete the move that you don't think you need any more of something, you forget to teach it to something else. Especially when I need cut for this little route that I run here. If I didn't have to start it at the top there to catch that one trainer up top, wouldn't be an issue. But I can't start at the bottom, work my way around, cut the branch, and come back. By the time I get to her again, I don't need... She will have forgotten that I have called for a rematch. So, it's one of those, I kind of need to, I kind of have to plan my route accordingly. Another 8 grand's nice, though. Well, I mean, it's only 4 grand, but with this, it'll make it 8. Oh, you'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Minnesota's up 4-0. Vegas is just getting shellacked right now. I love it. Avalanche are up 1-0 on the Senators. Mikko Rantanen with the goal. Oilers tie it up again. It's tied at 2. And let's have a look at some final scores. Sabres beat the Red Wings 3-2. Sam Reinhart with the game winner. Because, I mean, at this point, I'm almost willing to bet a junior team could probably beat the Detroit Red Wings. They are that bad. The Leafs did their job. Leafs win! 3-2 in overtime. Kasperi Kapanen with the unassisted game winner. Panthers beat the Devils 5-3. Islanders beat the Flyers 5-3. And Tampa Bay beats the Penguins, although the injury gods were not kind to the Lightning on this night. Which sucks because one of those guys that got injured, I have on my fantasy team. Hopefully he's not gone long. Hopefully he's only day to day. Because if he's gonna end up being injured like my defense core, I'm fucked. Because half my defensemen are injured, and I'm past the point of trade deadlines in my fantasy league. I can't trade away players. I don't think I can even do drop them on a waiver, just so that I've got actual usable players. I have to just kind of go with the flow there, but. What do you do? That's the risk you run, and that's the risk you run with hockey, man. It's the risk you run with fantasy hockey. I was pretty good with avoiding injury most of the year. Most of the times when I screwed up, it was my own bad decisions of starting certain players and not starting certain players. Injuries are going to get you. The only saving grace is that where my defenseman and where my... I'm not going to bother with horn drilling him. I already got... We got one horn drill off on this guy. I'm just going to leave it at that. I just got to hope it's not long-term, and even still, I'm tied for first in the league where I'm having all of this injury trouble. So I might be able to at least kind of float my way into the playoffs and kind of pray for the best there. Hopefully. In reality, this just might sink the Underachievers Anonymous. That can't be true! And no, Truckosaurus doesn't have the amulet coin right now, because I'm keeping it on Jinx. I don't overly plan on dealing with these bikers with Jinx. I plan on dealing with them with Truckosaurus. There's actually another group of poison-based trainer bikers up ahead that I don't have to worry about cut, and I can just continue training that way. Oh man, I love Rock Slide. It is the most accurate rock move, except for Ancient Power or Accelerock when you get into the Sun and Moon era. Pretty much. And if you actually manage to have Rock Slide on something that's semi-fast, like, say, an Aerodactyl, which I had planned on maybe using earlier, but I then changed my mind immediately to say, fuck it, Rhydon. Rock Slide can flinch. Rock Slide can cause flinching. Which would be really nice if I could get something to flinch off of it. Oh, I didn't even get a level up. I was about to say, unfortunately, when you have a look at Truckosaurus's speed, you will find out very quickly he's not going to be making a lot of things flinch unless he can magically paralyze things. He's fucked. Having moves that can flinch with a Rhydon is kind of unnecessary. Okay, walk ahead. No, don't walk into me. Walk ahead. There you go. I can't think of too many. I can't think of too many people that don't love it. I would have preferred to keep my Nidoking, but yeah, he had to sacrifice himself so the rest of the team could live. And by that I mean he ate a fucking self-destruct. He ate a self-destruct so that everyone else could live. Dude, in this generation, he's kind of gimped because the poison typing as a whole sucks in this generation. But I get where you're coming from, because yeah, mine was a beast. Pretty nicely spec'd out in physical attack, so it was going to steamroll whatever it came up against. Oh, don't even get me started with red and blue. In raw red and blue and yellow, he is straight up unfair. He is straight up unfair. Especially if you can keep him above level of whatever you're going up against. And then you run the I think it's, it's X accuracies, X speeds, and Horn Drill. Good news, Winnipeg. Were you planning on getting back into the playoff race? This isn't going to help you. You're down 3-0. The kind of shitty thing is the Winnipeg goalie I have started in the same league that I'm having defensive issues. But in my other league, I've got the fucking Rangers goalie started. So I'm kind of damn do, damn don't in either side. But yeah, there are a lot of things in Gen 1 that were kind of busted. Need we bring up the torture and the horrors of moves like Wrap, Bind, Fire Spin, Clamp? Not even just Mewtwo. The Psychic type as a whole. the uselessness of rage, and critical increasing moves like focus energy or dire hits. The always critical Razor Leaf or always critical Slash. Thrash. Thrash is basically... Holy shit, Winnipeg. Okay. I think Helly's gonna get pulled at this point because, damn. 2 goals in about 30 seconds, and we're not even a minute and a half into the third period. That just gets a damn, son. That's... Yeah. Not a good night in the office for those in the city of Winnipeg. In other games that apparently defense is a what the fuck is this mystery of the world? The Blackhawks and the Oilers, it's now 3-2 Blackhawks, minute 45 into the second. Neither side's playing defense there either. I kind of expected nothing less from that, but no, they're not pulling him. They are not pulling Helly. Helly is just gonna stay in there and wear that. Ouch. How does Paul Maurice still have a job? Like, of all the coaches that I've expected to get fired for years now, especially after the run of especially after having a team go from the Western Conference Final to, like, oh shit, scrapping together wins the very next season to make the playoffs, to come in as a number 2 seed and get steamrolled. Not even, like, beaten. Get fucking steamrolled by the eventual champion Blues, and then have the most up-and-down, bass-ackward season this season? Somehow not fired. Unfortunately, yeah. Look at our, look at our big boy's speed there. He's not gonna be winning any Olympic sprints anytime soon. He's a big, strong boy, but that's kind of all he is. He's our, I guess, big, strong girl. He's big, strong girl. Thank you for the sparks, by the way. And another one down. Go for it! Oh. 1 damage. 2 damage. Fuck you. Okay, poison actually does a fair bit of damage. Die! That's for poisoning Truckosaurus, you asshole. You deserve that. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. Also, I don't think I can battle that dude, and I need to go get rock slides back. Where am I? There, I might as well say. Where the hell are my antidotes? Because I knew I still have antidotes. I knew I had a shitload of antidotes. Okay, so Zinx is 44. That's a sign. Yeah, I gotta go and, well, not even so much for, like, I already got rid of the poison, but, yeah, I gotta get moves back. When you only got 10 rock slides and you know you're going up against a bunch of coughings and wheezings that you can't earthquake. Thanks, Levitate. You, gotta get moves back. You gotta be able to hit the bad things real good. It's making the Switch is making a good argument for mine. Definitely of the modern consoles, it's absolutely one of my favorites, zero question. I may have had my PS4 a lot longer, but the sheer amount of straight up joy that I've gotten out of the Switch has been... In terms of just straight raw, like, all time, though, I kind of can't look away from... I can't forget... You never forget your first. And for me, the first one that I really started playing was the N64. As janky as some of those controls could be at times. Oh man, just so many wasted hours. See, I never really did much with Microsoft and the Xbox until I moved out and started living on my own. Like, I know a lot of people very heavily enjoy the Xbox and the Xbox line of consoles, but it just I never really clicked with it until I moved out on my own, and then, like, I saw why, but I just never really got into it much outside of that either, because I always had my other games. Ah, yes. Hey, thanks for joining the Discord, dude. I should probably use that a little bit more. I think I said that last night, too. Hey, the Jets didn't get goosed! The Jets didn't get goosed! They got one! Unless they mount a ridiculous third period comeback, in which case, oh man, that would be buck wild. Probably not gonna happen, but goofier shit has happened. I've had a bit of a love-hate with Skylanders. It's another one of those, like, I do get it. It's just for the longest time they had Spyro, and my best friend and roommate, he had a PS1 as a kid, and we would be playing the old Spyro games. And it just always kind of pained me to see that he was part of this big thing with Skylanders, and it was like, he's had his own series for years, and even though after the first three, the rights were getting tossed around to whoever would develop a game, and most of them weren't great, it was like, there's some rich history there with him, and he's just sort of in this group. So that was kind of like my love-hate with Skylanders. Never actually played any of the games, just that was sort of one of my opinions. That was just my opinion of it. Pokemon is absolutely about winning and losing for me, because if I lose, everything's dead. Right of this, I'm gonna check how much money we have, because we should get a level out of this. Mario definitely older than Spyro. Spyro would definitely have been like one of the OGs for the PlayStation era. Him and Crash Bandicoot. A lot of hours playing that. It was like the original Crash trilogy, the original Spyro trilogy, whatever OG original Crash trilogy. Like, before the remaster, Crash 1 was jank. Crash 1 was super fucking jank because you couldn't actually properly save. You had to you had to go through the bonus rooms and that, which was fucking weird. And if you screwed up the bonus level, you lost your chance to save, so that's fucked. Crash 2 and 3 were phenomenal. CTR, the first racing game, was excellent. The Crash Bash was okay, but you kind of felt like, uh-oh. The GameCube to... We'll call it the GameCube to Wii U era, because Crash had a fair number of games in there. None of them were great. Wrath of Cortex was mediocre at best. Nitro Kart was okay. Tag Team Racing was awful. Both Mutant games were not great to what the fuck, this is terrible. And then he kind of laid dormant there. He kind of laid dormant there until they did the remaster. And the remaster was... I liked the remaster. I actually streamed all 3 games on this channel, 100%ing it. I may have gotten a bit salty and, I may have gotten a little salty toward the game, near the end of 100%ing all 3 of the remastered games. Because the jumps were a little bit changed, and the time relic challenges could quite... What the hell am I doing here? If you've played the original, it really fucks with you. Because the jumping is different. It's universal across all 3 games, but it's different than what it was, and it kind of makes what seems like should have been easy to make jumps turn into the wild card of, am I actually going to make this jump, or am I going to, like, sort of catch it with the toe of the hitbox and just fall straight down? I don't want to bike inside the casino, damn it. Oak, you're bugging me. I guess we're going the long way with this. Alright, we no longer have to worry about ever coming back to the casino again. That's also why I got a shitload of try and get a shitload of money, because I am probably one of the worst players of virtual slots. For whatever reason, I have the worst luck with them. I need another TM for Ice Beam. Perfect. Well, I mean, it's that, or he's some sort of eldritch abomination that just has this sixth sense of, hey, wait a minute, that fucker's trying to pull out his bike again. Okay, don't need the bird anymore. Yeah, yeah. That would make... Who's on the bench? Oh, right, Trollax. But I still need you, because I need to be able to cut things. Not making that mistake twice. 3 times, maybe, but definitely not twice. What was I going to... See if this is turning any more of a gong show yet. Yep! Oilers Blackhawks has just said, fuck defense entirely, it's now 4-3 Oilers. Yamamoto has 2, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has the go-ahead goal right now. Shit's just getting wild in that game. Sort of a microcosm of how the Pacific Division is as a whole. It's the Wild Wild West. That division is going to be a bloodbath that comes down to Game 82. For all parties involved, it's going to be Game 82. Decides who wins that division, who's the number 2 seed, who's the number 3 seed, and likely who has one of the wild card spots. It's March, and the first 4 days of April is going to be some of the most buck wild hockey and scoreboard watching you are ever going to see. You will see fan bases that outright hate each other. Oh, where do I begin with this one? Where do I begin with this one? The Genesis games were good. The Genesis games were good because they had to compete with Mario at the time. So they put good work into that. Sega CD game, they put a lot of good work into that. everything after it, and Sonic 3D Blast, I'm going to throw that one under the bus as well, was... let's call it a question mark at best, and, let's go with questionable at best and horrific dumpster fire at worst. There's a reason that all of my bad game streams that I've done, me and my brothers have ended it on a Sonic game. And why, if you go to my Extra Life page, I'll just pop that into the chat there. If you go to my Extra Life page, you'll see that through the sliding scale of what the fuck that is all of my milestones and incentive goals, at the very end of it at the moment is me doing a full playthrough of Sonic Boom. Because most of my goals involve a little bit of torment on my end, or a bit of suffering. I don't know what the hell is up with Sonic Team and the guys that make the mainline Sonic games. Because outside of Generations, and then later Sonic Mania, which was initially made by a fan, that Sega saw the fan game was like, oh shit, like, this guy knows what he's doing. Hire him on. Hire him on, have him make the new Sonic game. He knows what he's doing. And he made a better Sonic game than Sonic Team did. But yet, here we are. Yeah, the Gong Show that was 06, the Gong Show that was Boom, the edgy cringe fest that is Shadow 04, both adventure games have their quirks. We'll call it that. They have their quirks. Adventure, you have some really borky cutscenes at times, and, oh, that voice acting. Oh, that deliciously bad voice acting. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good series. Spent a lot of hours with the first two. Brawl was all right. I think the one I spent the least amount of time with was Wii U and 3DS. And when I pop in Ultimate, I remember why I like playing Ultimate, because my god, is that a really good Smash game. The only real issue that I have with it, and I'm probably going to sound like a broken record because everybody else on the internet's going to complain about it, is the number of Fire Emblem characters, and it's less the number of them there and more the lack of a distinct variant. Like, up until Robin, they were all sword users. And then even with Robin, you got Lucina, who is basically a Marth clone. I can pick up what you're laying down. Nice! We got all 5 of them. Wait, did I actually battle one of the poison guys? Did I just make a... Did I just goof up? I goofed! Shit, I goofed! At least I know that Zinx is gonna outrun it.
I goofed. Like, I know Truckosaurus is gonna take care of that, no problem. I just don't need Truckosaurus taking down a Pikachu. I need Zinx to be fast, not Truckosaurus. That tea is finally cool enough to drink. I poured that in there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Mountain Time. It's 8:30. That tea sat in that Contigo for 5.5 hours before I could actually fucking drink it. Contigo, ladies and gentlemen, makes a good mug. Makes a damn good mug. It's not so much that it was hot. Like, it's just, you know, your regular kettle, but it just holds its heat. Like, I can brew, I use these things for work all the time. I brew a pot of coffee in the morning, pour them into my Contigos. And like, I'm making this coffee at like 5:30 in the morning. It's still like, it's like noon, and that coffee's still good. They hold heat really well. And they do the same for cold. Like, I bet you I could put a cold drink in there, throw some ice in it, and it would still be cold for the same amount of time as a hot drink would stay hot. Not like I'm some sort of corporate shill for Contigo. Believe you me, if somebody within Contigo was watching this and could throw a little bit of that sponsorship money that way, that'd be fucking dandy. But I know that ain't gonna happen. Well, I got a feeling the comeback's not happening. There's about 5 minutes left. It's still 4-1. Hey, nice. I'll go back to Smash for a minute. Ooh. I'll come back to Smash in a minute, because now I gotta think about this. Probably number 1, Odyssey. Number 1, Odyssey. Number 2, probably Mario Kart. Number 3, Smash. And number 4, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. The crossover between Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem that got ported over from the Wii U. I think I got the same poster. Yeah, like I was definitely playing it on day. I was playing it on day 1. I think I was hungover. I was hungover because I wasn't working. So it was one of those. Is like, might as well. Yeah, it's pretty great. Oh fuck! I forgot to make the switch again. Damn it! I keep forgetting to. Zero Topic, thanks for the host, dude. Please enjoy the Viking Metal. I kind of couldn't read it for a second there because it rolled right into where my burned root and graveyard count was there, so I couldn't fucking see. But thanks for the host, dude. Brain just kind of stalled out again. Oh, brain is royally stalling out right now. More tea. That helps. Thank you. I'm kind of intrigued as to who's going to be on the next character pass, and we're probably not going to get near as much not as many per year if the number... That'd be not bad. There was a lot of people upset with the amount of breadcrumbs and that were just nicely strung out, that the next character wasn't Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Because you had all this promo stuff with Capcom and that. You had Devil May Cry 3 making its way over to the Switch. Basically, all signs pointed to Dante and Smash, which I still think is going to happen. I think we're probably going to see Dante. I can see Crash, but I don't know, though. Then again, I don't think anybody expected when they dropped Ryu from Street Fighter, or Ken, or Cloud from Final Fantasy. I mean, Bayonetta they kind of expected because they put that one to a fan poll. Or fucking Terry from Final Fight. Yeah. I think they were well expecting that we were going to see another Pokemon. I just don't think anyone had Incineroar on their radar as one that was going to show up. Like it's one of the cool franchises where it's like you can almost expect anyone to show up except for Mai. And just sort of opens the floodgates of why would we leave all this money on the table? For those just tuning in, we are grinding away toward the grand finale, taking down the Elite Four, and looking at the clock here. Oh, we might get there, we might not. Because I kind of want to have everybody near where Bubs is for levels. Yeah, maybe. Right here. I think we might see another one, though, show up in the, Oh, yeah. That's right, they are redoing the mystery dungeons. For Pete, who is actually... Okay, Zinx is actually in front. I think we will see in the next Challenger Pack, I think we will see another Pokemon. As for what, though, I'm not entirely sure. Sceptile would be a different one. Bear in mind, though, we're only getting five new challengers over the span of 2 years. This year and the next, because I believe the thing said that the next Challenger Pack would run until December of 2021. And I don't know, we'll see. I think we're gonna see another Pokemon. I think we are gonna ultimately see Dante. Unless something falls through like the Sora deal. because there was a lot of talk that Sora was going to be in Smash until, like, what was that? I think it was Disney shut it down. Because Square was all for it. They've already got Cloud in there. It's like, oh, fuck yeah, might as well. Like, again, why leave all this money on the table? Why not throw some more in there? Don't you dare. Sing finally missed. That move is pretty much hit every time. Despite having a slightly over... I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, you could definitely differentiate his moveset from Mario, Dr. Mario, Luigi a lot more, but then you start running into the whole, oh shit, okay, I might want to see how Stomp does. Good enough. Use Stomp. You kind of start running into the whole Dragon Ball Fighters problem, where you've got, what is it, like, how many different fucking versions of Goku are in that game? So you've got Kid Goku in GT, regular Goku, I believe God Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Goku. You're gonna have Ultra Instinct Goku when Season 3 kicks off. I think there's like 7 or 8 different versions of him in there. You just start running into that, like, how many different versions of the same character can you realistically make? So, I can see that as a possibility, but I also don't think it's gonna happen. I just get a feeling that that won't be the case. Man, how many different people are you going to keep robbing of Pokemon just to get stomped by me? Almost in a quite literal sense now that I'm just spamming Stomp. I mean, as dumb as this is going to sound coming from me, especially after the amount of things I've said about, like, basically duplicate fighters and how that's maybe not a good idea. Proto Man. I think we might see, like, Proto Man make it in. And I'm immediately going to have to go back to my Dante comment and be like, wait a minute, that's a lot of Capcom for one challenger pack. I'm kind of going to have to pick and choose between my Proto Man pick or my Dante pick. That's where it would come in, is it would be basically an Echo Fighter of Mega Man. But again, I'd have to go back to the whole, like, if I'm going to... No. I don't need... Truckosaurus does not need good wrestling. Truckosaurus does not need to learn to shoot takedowns. And that's game. The comeback did not happen. 4-1 the final. Rangers pick up the win. Jets continue to tumble down the standings. We need to go and heal because we are almost out of rock slides and we are soon going to be running low on earthquakes. Dallas has started to pull away from the Hurricanes. Jamie Benn is on a hat-trick watch. Still 1-0 after 40 minutes between the Avalanche and the Senators. The Hawks and Oilers have decided to stop scoring like it's the 1980s for like 5 minutes. It's the end of the second. It's still 4-3. Yamamoto is on the hat trick watch. And the Ducks and Blues are tied at 1 apiece. Yes, I need to heal. Adam Henrique has 1, and Barbashev has 1 for the Blues. And the Wild hold on for a 4-0 ass-whooping of the Vegas Golden Knights. I don't need to talk to you again. Use the Magic B button. Get out of there. So now, I believe actually, too, that will actually propel Calgary into a playoff, into third place. What else could be an Echo Fighter? I mean, one that would require a shitload of basically reworking an entire area. Funky Kong. Could be, Funky could be an echo of DK, or even say, like, dig up Chunky Kong from DK64. If we can't use Funky because he's got Funky's shop. Those two really aren't echoes of each other, though. Like, DK's got his more like power based style, while Diddy is more of a hit fast, stick and move, with a bit of like almost deceptive power in there. All right, who's up front? Truckosaurus. I mean, maybe, like, Dixie Kong could be an echo for Diddy. Yeah, that would be one way to go. I don't know, surely there's another member of the Belmont clan that we could pull in as an echo for, well, the Belmont clan. Damn it. I'm trying to remember her name. The rival turned friend in Bayonetta. The other witch. I can't remember what her fucking name is, but... Jean. Jean would be one, and actually, speaking of Jean, one character that could probably see an invitation to Smash, even though, well, let's just say his game series is certainly not for children. Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes. I could see No More Heroes getting in on the Smash action. Man, you really gotta stop robbing people of their Pokemon. I feel like, yeah, probably not. The thing with Conker is, he kind of falls into the same territory as why, as much as I'd like to see Travis Touchdown and as likely a probability, yeah. He's in the same boat as Travis Touchdown and Mai Shiranui as to why they aren't there. Not for kids. But, it would be unique to see how they implement a moveset. Actually, now that I think about it, Conker might end up sort of, if he were to somehow make it, they'd have to work his moveset really awkwardly. Because, like, one of his main melee options in Bad Fur Day was the frying pan. And I'm not entirely sure Peach and Daisy would be too kind on him nosing in on the frying pan turf. Even though they also could run a golf club or a tennis racket, they have the frying pan that launches straight up. So, moveset would be an interesting one. One that I'm kind of shocked hasn't gotten some kind of playable character, especially considering that Rathalos. I don't think so. I think they're best suited as either spirits or possibly assist trophy. Because there's no one else really distinguishable enough outside of Doc, but Doc is pretty prominent in all of Lil Mac's stuff, so I don't think so. Because I think even in like even Super Punch Out Mac is just a color swap on Lil Mac. Even Wireframe Arcade Little Mac is there, so I mean, I think we've kind of got all we can out of that. But going back to what I was kind of mentioning about Rathalos is like the Monster Hunter player character, or like just the Monster Hunter. I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of what are basically like blank slate player characters there already, especially if we include the hero from Dragon Quest. But I don't know. He'd certainly have a diverse moveset. And more Pidgeotos. Give him the Icy Punch. Let's just Discord. No, I haven't signed up, and no, I don't want to. I just want to check my scores and see if anything else has gone completely. Nope, everything seems to kind of be staying the same there. What I wanted to look at actually was... yeah, I'll give him the Psychic. And you is done. Next. Beauty and Grace. I think, unfortunately, they've kind of done all they can with that, too. I think they've kind of done all they can with that, because you think Fox Falco Wolf, the only other fighter that could realistically be, well, a fighter would be Crystal. Because the rest of Star Fox aren't really much of fighters in Slippy and Peppy, and the rest of Team Wolf is there's not really much to go off of other than make them palette swap, like, would be echoes of Wolf. And Andross is an assist trophy. I mean, yes, technically, yes, technically, give me a minute. Actually, Lil Mac got out of assist trophy, being an assist trophy, to being an actual fighter, but I don't see the same happening for anyone in Star Fox that's already an assist trophy. Go away. And unfortunately, that's kind of where the line in the sand is with that. It's a shame, but I think that's really all you can do with it. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong too. They could have a plan in place. So I think too, like some of the like the Mii costumes from Smash for the Wii U and the 3DS ended up turning into full-fledged characters. Or they may just go so ridiculously off the beaten path that nobody's going to see it coming. Kind of like when they revealed the first one as fucking Joker. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'd been playing a lot of Persona 5 right before they dropped that. As like, oh yeah, he's gonna be the first DLC character for Smash, not including Piranha Plant. And I popped. Like, I popped huge for that. I was like, no fucking way. The fucking dude from a PlayStation exclusive RPG that I've been playing for God knows how many hours by that point is just gonna casually show up in Smash and wreck people. And oh man, did he wreck people. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we'll likely see another Injustice. If they want Batman in a fighting game that badly, we're gonna see a third Injustice. Even though I don't think Injustice sold overly well with either. I need check my money. Alright, so yeah, I'm good for money. I think I'm good for leveling you through this oddball non-conventional means. Time to go and be a little bit more conventional about it. Isn't one of Mario's hats, or like one of Mario's alternate skins, got a Cappy-based hat? And if not, I know it's one of the headgears for the Mii fighters. Huh. That said, it's been a little bit since I've played Smash. I've usually been playing. Wait, what? Oh shit! Oh no, not again! Oh shit, not again! Okay, that's not good. The St. Louis Blues Anaheim Ducks game has been postponed. Defenseman Jay Bouwmeester just sort of randomly collapsed on the bench. Was peeled out of there on a stretcher. No word on condition at this time. The last time this happened was back in 2014 when Rich Peverly, who would have been with the Bruins at the time, had a fucking heart attack on the bench about a minute and a half into the game between the Bruins and the Blue Jackets. Thankfully, he was okay. He survived. He was pronounced dead for like a minute or two, but then they were able to bring him back. And he jokingly said at the hospital, there's like, "Hey, I gotta go back. Like the game's still on." They're like, "No, it isn't. Like the game has been postponed until because you just fucking had a heart attack on the bench, dude. What the hell?" Like, I know hockey players are tough, but that's fucking insanity. That was the last time it happened in a game. The last time it happened to a player, period, was actually Calgary Flames defenseman TJ Brody had a fucking seizure during practice. Back in, that would have been November. Yeah. Yeah, that was back in November. Like, all the best. Hope he's okay, because holy shit, that is not something you want to be dealing with. That's something you don't want to see that happen to anybody. Like you put your rivalry, you put your division rivalries, hockey rivalries, and that aside, because you don't want to see that happen to anybody. That's nuts. So we're back here because there's a group of about 6 bikers right side by each here that I can just kind of steamroll for XP. And let's see if we can get all 6 of them. That is not 6. That is 2. That is, oh, that is not good. Hey there, we'll have ourselves a good time. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will, Ruben. And you're wheezing. Oh, boy. Give it the psychic. Give it the brain melting. Yeah, I believe this game will be continued at a later date. And will be... Oh, maybe not. Oh. Aren't there a couple coming out? No. Not yet. Like, there's nothing that I've heard of immediately, but in the same breath, I haven't been paying too much attention. Like, I know we're about... Are we like 9... We're like 9-ish days away from Doom Eternal. Which, that might soak up a little bit of time. Actually, so would the rest of the... so would returning to 2016 Doom. I know I'm probably never gonna see it in my lifetime, but I want a new damn F-Zero. I want a new F-Zero. There was supposed to be one in the works with Nintendo and of all groups, fucking Criterion. The guys who did the fucking Burnout games. That would have been sick. Like, just picture, if you will. Think of, like, how cinematic and all the crunching and all of that in all, like, the Burnout crashes. Now picture that in F-Zero, where you're going thousands of kilometers an hour. Just think of how awesome that would have been. And then clutch your fist and point at the sky and blame EA for that never happening. I think we also... Well, there is Breath of the Wild 2, but I don't know when. I don't remember when that's coming out. There's the DLC stuff for Sword and Shield. That is not the Versus Secret. This is. There we go. 4 of 6. That's better. I think these guys are all fighters too, so I really need a punching bag. Odyssey 2? I mean, they did with Galaxy 2. Maybe? I can't see them just sort of leaving that as a one-off game and mechanic. But I don't know if 2020 will see one. Kaboom. Not handing over my bike, man. I'm not handing over my bike. Ooh, I'm almost out of psychics. That is no bueno. I'm glad he's in there. I am. Even funnier is, like, right around the time that he got announced was when I was doing my blind playthrough of my first ever playthrough of Banjo-Kazooie. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna be in Smash. I can maybe learn how to... Yeah, he plays completely differently than he does in Banjo-Kazooie. But... I feel like this was one that was almost in a way kind of overdue. Banjo probably should have been in there sooner than he was, but with Rare being tied up with Microsoft and the Xbox all the time, it almost kind of felt like there was a point where a lot of those Rare games you were probably never going to see in back on like a Nintendo console, especially when the Xbox One dropped the Rare Replay, which, upon finding out a little later, that was probably the version I should have used to do my playthrough of Banjo-Kazooie, because, yeah, getting all 100 notes on every stage, and anytime you die, you have to start back at 0 notes and recollect everything, that was a pain in the ass. I was not a fan of that. But I am glad that he made it into Smash. Same thing as like K. Rool and Ridley. Like I'm glad they made it. I guess if we want to go back to like potential other Echo fighters, like Toon Ganon. Like bring in the Toon Ganon. You'd have to do a lot of janky shit with his moveset though. Cause big beefy Toon Ganon is not cut up clanging and banging Ocarina of Time Ganon, where Despite him being a dark wizard, Ganon looks like he's never skipped the weight room one day in his life. He'd almost have to be slower at. You could also kind of go like a bit of a K. Rool route with him, where make him. So K. Rool's not exactly slow, but you could make Toon Ganon a little bit slower and just kind of beef up the super armor a bit. It would make him really annoying to fight against because super armor. But that's how you kind of have to balance that and make it fair. Otherwise, you're just going to have a big, slow punching bag getting beaten around by every other fighter just because. Another one that maybe we could see as a character later down the road, especially going off of the theory of, like, costume soon becomes character. Altair or Ezio from Assassin's Creed. Because I believe in some soon DLC we're actually getting, like, the Assassin's Hood. Which maybe I'll boot up Smash and I download the new character because I haven't played Smash in a while. Like, I think the last time I played it was when they announced that the was Byleth or however you pronounce his name. Hell yeah! When I get off air here, I'll boot it up. I'm probably gonna have some downloading and some updating to do, but. And fair warning, I am horrifically mediocre. Let's not mince words here. Horrifically mediocre at best. Is my thing still set to dumpster fire? I do, yes. Is the thing still set to dumpster fire, or is it gonna just all of a sudden be a giant picture of my face? It's a giant thing in my face. Where's my dumpster fire? There is me at my worst in Smash. There is me at my worst. So yeah, it's not great at best. Tire fire at worst. And yes, I do have online. Where is that other thing? There's that other thing. Hey, cue ball down. Holy fuck, I don't think we're gonna be getting to the Elite Four tonight. Unless we can get a miracle. Unless we can get a miracle, I don't like our chances of getting to the Elite Four tonight. Where else would be a good place to... The fighters. Those fighters back on one island. That's probably the best place to go and level everybody else because they're high enough level. The only thing is I can't level Trollax there. And he's going to be a pretty important member of the team. Don't you dare laugh. Oh, I'm going to howl at your expense, buddy. I will dance on your knocked out... I will dance on your bike because we're in a Pokemon game, and even though Nuzlocke rules say that fainting is death, the people don't die, so I can't exactly dance on your corpse. That was very long-winded. Alright. That should be back. Yeah, there we go. Nice! 5. All right. Yeah, I think that game it's looking like that game, that Anaheim game where, yeah, the Anaheim Blues game where Bouwmeester went down. That game does not appear to be continuing. That game is donezo until a future date. Dallas picks up the win over Carolina 4-1. And we're about 12 and a half minutes left in the third between Edmonton and Chicago. It's still 4-3. I think they finally understood what defense is for, again, about 5 minutes. Ottawa and Colorado are still 1-0 Colorado. Those are the only two games left. $51. You don't need that. Your physical attack is kind of the tire fire. It's kind of emblematic of the dumpster fire, which I don't have set to any of my keys on my stream deck here. Even if I was to go like some goofy convoluted route to have a physical jinx, that would be the biggest waste of time. And good. Knockout. Right you is. Alright, let's put somebody else in here for a little bit. Give somebody else some screen time for a little bit. You know what? You know who we haven't seen in a while? We haven't seen Swish. We haven't seen we haven't seen our starter. We haven't seen the dragon, the myth, the legend that has been with us since day one. The destroyer of the Rocket Game Corner, the destroyer of the Grass Gym, wrecker of Brock's shit, adventurer of the of Mount Moon, slayer of Nugget Bridge. Let's try Dragonclaw out. I like Dragonclaw. It does good. I mean, realistically, I should probably just spam Wing Attack on these things, but I think there's enough of a level gap between me and a little Machop that we don't need to. I don't think I need to worry about making sure I use my type advantages properly. I think I can pretty safely just steamroll fools. Hideo? The fuck is Kojima doing here? This isn't gonna be like another This isn't gonna be like a Metal Gear thing, is it? I should maybe not be clowning around on. I shouldn't be clowning on these on this wheezing because it's actually strong enough to survive shit. I should maybe not be clowning on a wheezing. Let's get rid of that poisoning before I go and do something stupid like accidentally roll down a hill. Oh, speaking of roll down a hill, I think I forgot to do something. Well, there's two more trainers here that I gotta beat, but I've been kind of doing this little thing with this sort of called the Mayer's 2020 No One Will Survive tour, coming to a Kanto route near you. I think I've forgotten a couple of pieces of the cycling route. Because I've only went down one side of it. there might be a few guys here that I've never actually fought before. And I'm just remembering about this now. Because I've hit everywhere else. All the way up Route 1, trainers, Route 2, no trainers. Is it... Is AU... Yeah. Bit of... Serve